Green Cooling scores with the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Show.
Well, good afternoon and welcome. We're here at Twist Lane Leigh. It's Leigh Miners Rangers up against Siddal. We are, of course, National Conference League Live. We are the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Show. My name's Dave Parkinson. Delighted as always to be alongside Mr. Steve Beach. How are you doing, Steve? You okay?
Yeah, doing fine, Parky. Always like being down here at Leigh Miners Rangers. It's just got something about it, hasn't it? Just nice little feel to it. And obviously, we've got the pleasure of being up in a gantry this week.
Yeah, and the fun fairs arrived as well. So yeah, we was doing some brisk trade as we were going through the gate here. So we're closing in on kick-off a little bit earlier ahead of when everyone was arriving. We had a chat with the Leigh Miners Rangers boss Dave Rowlands, and this is that very conversation. Okay, I'm alongside Dave Rowland. Dave, we're here, we're ahead of the game against Siddal. It's been a bit of a mixed start for you. You know, we were having a chat just before about having to bring a lot of players through.
Yeah, not to be fair, mate, we're doing it tough at the minute. Like I just said before, we've picked up quite a couple of injuries at the beginning of the year, a couple of season-long ones. Our backline's more or less, what have we got? Probably one or two from the start of the season. Coming into the Prem, which is obviously the toughest league in the country at amateur level, and we're doing it tough. And if I'm being brutally honest, I'm happy with scores that we're getting because we are competing. Do you know what I mean? Like last week against Thatto, yeah, it looks like a bit of a washout score, but we've won second half. I can't knock the players' commitment and attitude. They're not giving up, but at this minute in time, we're just not quite good enough at this level, if I'm being honest.
You've been thereabouts in certain games, haven't you?
Like I said, I mean, we beat Dewsbury at home. We were good that day. We was in the Waterhead game for large parts of it. To be fair, at WAF Pro, them conditions, I've never seen a rugby league played in them conditions. Like he blew up early, it was that bad. But we're doing it tough, but lads are not giving in, and they're all playing for each other, and that's all you can ask for. And
as you say, it sort of provides opportunities, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does. We've got some good young kids that have come up from 18s last season. Obviously Dean Barmer's doing a great job there at under 18s. So we have got some kids that have come up, but learning to play at this level on the job is a tough ask week in, week out. Do you know what I mean? I mean, these top NCL sides in this Prem, the Championship 1 side, it's that simple. And a lot of the players that are playing in them teams, the only reason they're not playing Championship 1 rugby is because it's on Sunday. They can't have a beer with their mates, and there's no money there. That's the only reason they're all playing in Prem and not Championship 1, because they're all good enough to play, but Championship 1's not worth playing in, is it? There's no money there.
Got to ask you about Siddal as well. You know, obviously they won the way all the way through to grand final last year. If anything, player for player, they're looking stronger this year, but yet their results have been a little bit perhaps not as expected in these early stages. So
to be fair, out of last year's top 5, I think they're the only side that's kind of not lost any players. You know, your big teams, your Westalls, Hunslet Park side, they're not the side they were. Your Wathbrow have lost a couple of players. Rochdale have lost a couple of the Aussies, but got another couple of Aussies in, and they've lost nobody. So at the beginning of the year, I thought they were the team to beat. I don't think the results have showed that they're the team to beat, but I just don't think they've hit the straps yet. I still think when they get it together and they're at it full strength, I think they're the best side this year.
So you're expecting a tough assignment this afternoon, are you?
If we can compete and be anywhere near them after 80 minutes today, I'll be over the moon. Literally over the moon.
So those were the thoughts. So Dave Rowland, the Leigh Miners Rangers coach, ahead of this game, and it is a tough assignment. You know, they're up against a side that has won 3 of the first 4 games over the course of the season, and well, Steve, I think we've got a good game on our hands.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it was nice to hear, the refreshing honesty there from Dave. You know what I mean? He obviously knows how tough this league is. You know, like he's saying, there are a lot of guys in this division who are more than capable to go into the Championship 1 and, you know, hold their own hugely. But yeah, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be interesting, like Dave said again. Will Siddal, you know, sort of get into that motoring strength that they had at the end of last season, because we saw them in the final against Hunslet, And the way they started off in that game, it was like an absolute steam train, wasn't it?
It certainly was, yeah. And then they just got caught over in the second half, didn't they? But this is a new season, and currently we have Leigh Miners Rangers, who are 11th in division, up against Siddal, who I think are 5th, if memory serves right. But these are how the two sides line up. So Leigh Miners Rangers have Noah Lancelot at fullback. It's a backline that involves dual registration man Tom Ashurst, who's coming from Swinton, Brad Lewis, Liam Molyneux and Joe Tyra. Then it's a halfback pairing of Isaac Hewitt and the vastly experienced Johnny Out. In the front row, it's Kieran Reid, Captain Jack Hamer and Harry Darby, who once upon a time played for the England Community Lions. Liam Kenyon is fast becoming a club stalwart in the second row. Alongside him is Ben Turner and George Maloney locks the scrum. The bench, it features youngster Joe Davis, Matt Parks, who went to Italy a couple of years ago with the England Community Lions under-19s, Jacob Farrimond and Callum Birtle, who went through again Lions selections last year. Didn't quite make the squad that he was going for at the time, but he was there or thereabouts, so a very handy young player indeed. For Siddal, they line up with Lewis Hosty, who was the top point scorer in the National Conference League last season. Oliver Lewis, Harvey Williams, Sam Walsh and Jacob Rushworth make up their backline, with Harry Milnes alongside the experienced Christian Ackroyd at halfback, and I'm looking forward to seeing how those two go together today. It's big Josh Milnes in the front row alongside Jamie Greenwood and Captain Kanan Smithies. A back row, well, you don't have to be called Dan, but it helps. So you've got Dan Rushworth and Dan Williams, and then loose forward is Harry Georgiou. The bench, well, it features Dan May in 14, Mason Scott, Don Booth and Adam Horner. Our referee for this afternoon's game is Ollie Maddock. Touch judges Lottie Gallagher and Mia Murphy. So
interesting to see.
So we're just seconds away from the start of this game. Both sides have emerged from the dressing room. I'm really liking this natty number that Leigh Miners Rangers have, sponsored by the Welsh Mill carpets just to our right hand side, which I know I'm giving a half decent mention for them, but it looks like it's like a designer splatter effect on the jerseys, isn't it? And then Siddal in traditional blue and white, blue stripes on a mainly white shirt with red numbers on the back and blue shorts. So our referee Ollie Maddock having a chat with both captains. I mentioned Kanan Smithies. He's certainly been there and done that as far as they're concerned. Now this looks like it could be an interesting one, because Don Booth is slotted out on this wing, so it would suggest that he's making a start to this game rather than being on the bench. So a little bit of a shuffle, because Jacob Rushworth looks like he's gone into the centres. I wonder whether that means that maybe Sam Walsh or Harvey Williams isn't now playing, but we'll keep an eye out for that. One thing that we can tell you is that Jamie Greenwood is going to be the guy to get us underway. He's a real key component in everything good about Siddal, isn't he? A fantastic player out of dummy half, quite dynamic with a good kicking game, and scored a tremendous try in the grand final. Has been there or thereabouts point scoring this season too.
I'm interested to see Noah Lancelot obviously listed down at fullback. I'm used to seeing him out on the wing, which obviously I think fullbacks probably gives him more space to bring himself into the game.
We will certainly see. So the game just getting underway. And it's Leigh Miners Rangers who will make first use of possession. Harry Darby with the first carry inside that 20 metre mark. He's about 15 out from his own line. Hamer passes to his left hand side. Oh, that's a big collision, with a couple of half decent defenders there right in the middle of the field, but only something like 10 metres away from the line. Here's Lancelot with his first carry as well, but he can't make it beyond that 10 metre mark. Hamer moves into dummy half. He'll dart to his right. One pass to his right as well. The tackle came in on George Maloney. Maloney's again just over that 10 metre mark. Darby moves it through hands, but this defence is awesome in the first set. Really quick. And Leigh Miners Rangers have only gone 15 metres from their own line, so the kick comes in from Youds to clear their lines. It'll bounce on the halfway line and bounces up for Lewis Hosty. Hosty starts the counter attack for Siddal. Oh, what a hit! Perfect tackle there, George Maloney. What a hit. And Siddal, they'll carry on with their possession. It's Oliver Lewis out on that left-hand side, wrapped up by 3. He'll play this ball to Jamie Greenwood. Greenwood turns it to his right-hand side, links with the stand-up Harry Milnes, and he picks up one of the big artillery prop forwards to truck the ball in. 25 metres out from the line, it's Harry Georgiou to play it. Greenwood dummies, comes to this right hand side. Oh, here's Ackroyd through, speeding past, and he'll go underneath the post. First try of the game. It comes just a minute and a half in, and I've got to say that was brilliant attacking play from Christian Ackroyd. He went straight through the heart of the defence and swerved to go under the post.
He certainly did, and to be fair, some of the defensive tackles though were a bit on the weak side, but nevertheless you still got to put yourself in that position to be able to score. Started off with an absolutely superb tackle there from George Maloney, putting Lewis Sosty down, but nevertheless they regrouped and have gone in right under the sticks.
So it is going to be a conversion directly in front of the post, as Steve mentioned, and it's going to be Jamie Greenwood to carry on with his kicking. So first try after just under 2 minutes, well, just over 2 minutes it would have been. Call it the 2 minute mark. Under the sticks. Just lining things up. And it comes, and there you go, Jamie Greenwood adding the extras, taking the score to 6 points to 0. Real early stranglehold for Siddal on this one, and it all came from that positive defensive first set, didn't it?
Yeah, totally agree with that, Parker.
Miners just couldn't get away from their own 20 metre line. Never mind, they couldn't get over their own 20 metre line. Well, never mind any further down the field.
It was 15 yards, wasn't it? We said, and it was really good line speed.
So it meant even though, like you say, and he deserves credit, George Maloney, for the way that he chased up through the middle, and he put that tackle on Lewis Hosty. He was already over the halfway line, wasn't he? So they were on the front foot. So, Miners get us underway again. Kick down the ground. Play it out off the boot. There's Milnes. Big run from him. Good charge as well to the 20 metre mark too. Greenwood at dummy half. Options left and right to the ruck. Puts it to the left hand side. That's big yards coming in from Harvey Williams. So it's not him that's missing. I've got a feeling it's Sam Walsh that isn't out there now. As the run comes in from Keenan Smithies. Smithies rolled on his back. It'll be a slower play the ball, but he's still 40 metres from his own end. And a long ball from Greenwood to this right hand side takes on Ackroyd. Ackroyd puts it out to Hosty. Hosty brushes away from the first impacting tackle from Molyneux. Can't escape him at the second time of asking. Ended up being a good tackle and an excellent recovery from Molyneux. But they're over the halfway line here as Siddal, leading by 6 points to 0. It comes to the middle and comes to Georgiou. Georgiou, big charge, great yards as well to the edge of the 30 metre mark. Last tackle signal here. Ball to this right hand side to Ackroyd. Ackroyd, he skied this one. This is a pressure take this for Lancelot. Takes it well inside his own 10. Has to backtrack somewhat as the defence was really rushing on him, and 3 players made the stop. Leading the way there was Dan Rushworth. Now Miners in familiar territory as far as they're concerned, just 12 metres away from their own line. Hamer pops it to his right hand side. It's another good run in off his wing to take a carry. Is Joe Tyra, rolled on his back directly in centre field. He'll stand and play to Hamer. Hamer sends it across to Darby. Darby keeps it moving. They've got many motion on that right hand side. Kenyon got it further wide, the 30 metres away from their own line. Ended up being an all smothering tackle out on that far side by Oliver Lewis. He had to be at his best there. Darby had to dive for that pass, which was a little bit out in front of him, wasn't it?
Did well to say it there. Looks like there's an issue here. Harry Milnes is down in back play, just getting up. Good.
Kick comes in, clearance kick coming in from Leon Molyneux. Confident passing across the line, to be honest.
Yeah.
Johnny Youth's putting the last one in, and this is Don Booth with a solid run up centre field. He'll play it just inside his own half. Off to the left hand side from Milnes, picking up the running of Harvey Williams again. He's a big tall centre.
Yeah.
Finds the turf though, 40 metres away from the try line as far as Siddal are concerned. He looks up to the match official. There's no penalty coming there as Harry Georgiou drops it back to Milnes. the way that they link up in midfield, we've seen it a couple of times already. It's impressive, isn't it? Between some of the big men. Georgiou, lovely pass, handing the ball on to Smithy. Smithy's one on the burst. He'll get it to the edge of the 20-metre line in centre field. There's men in motion either side of the ruck. I wonder whether this will go off to the left-hand side because Hosty's going off that way. It's a really slow play, the ball, and it will come out to this left-hand side. Georgiou. Back to Milnes. He throws a huge dummy. There was support at his shoulder, but it's knocked on by Dan Williams. That was ever so close to being a second try of the game for Siddal. Currently they're leading by 6 points to 0. It could have been worse for Leigh Miners, that.
To be fair, you had to keep hold of that, and it was nailed down Parker. Lovely little dummy there to break through the line. Little show and go, but the pass, a little bit on the heavier side, and couldn't be taken in. So it's a head and feed to Leigh Miners Rangers.
I hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon. We are, of course, the 13 Pro-Am Community at Rugby League Show. My name's Dave Parkinson, alongside Steve Beach. We're here at Twist Lane. Leigh Miners Rangers, our venue for this afternoon. Sticking with Premier Division Rugby League. We were in the Premier Division last week when we saw Loch Lane dominant, really, over Hunslet, who are struggling, having to do a bit of a reset, I suppose, as far as they're concerned. And from what we heard from Dave Rowland before, Leigh Miners in the midst of having to do some changes as well. But trying to stick within this one. They're in possession now with Leigh Miners Rangers inside their own 20. It comes out to this left hand side. There's a nice run coming in from Ben Turner. Turner just getting over that 20-metre line. He'll play this to Hamer. Hamer passes inside to Youds. Youds keeps it moving. Big puff of the cheeks there from the big prop forward Kieran Reid before he was met by a Siddal welcoming committee of 2. It comes out to the right to Darby. Big straightforward carry. He's actually played halfback this season for Leigh Miners Rangers as Harry Darby. Can't imagine there'd be many bigger standoffs than him in the league. That's another good run from Kieran Reid towards the halfway line. It'll come down this right hand side. Kick comes in from Youds. It's allowed.
What's the chase like?
I was going to say it's allowed to bounce by Hosty, but he didn't really have much choice in the end. It ends up being a good chase as well.
Good chase by Lancelot there.
So they'll play it on their own 10-metre mark here, Will Siddal. Ball shipped to the left. And then, we saw this so often last week, didn't we?
Exactly the same thing.
The kick had come in, they chased it like anything, they started putting the pressure on, got caught offside. So it means that Siddal will bring the ball away from their own end without having to do too much work here, and Greenwood will put the boot through
Good kick, good yards.
And they'll pick up this possession on the halfway line.
It's a coach killer, that Parky, isn't it? I mean, you do all the hard work there. Lancelot got in there, tied Hosty down just underneath the post on his own 10-yard. And then on the first play of the ball, got offside.
So there's Milnes doing that run in, wrapped up by 3. Greenwood working dummy half, checking left, checking right, brings it to this right hand side. Ackroyd keeps it moving. Georgiou, lovely hands from him once more. They're over the halfway line here, Siddal. The support was there from Rushworth. Here's Georgiou again. Really liking his start. It's very high tempo, isn't it? 30 metres away from the line, directly in front of the post. Currently 6-0 in favour of Siddal. It goes to the left-hand side. Milnes to Milnes, and then further wide to Williams. Williams brushes through the first couple of tackles. Does Harvey Williams, gets inside the 20. He's seemed to nudge that forward then, but it's been missed by the officials just for a second. And it comes to this right-hand side. That's a scrappy pass. Eventually reaches Hosty, who puts the step on, then releases the pass to the right-hand side, looking for Jacob Rushworth. He drifts all the way past Don Booth, and he's tackled about 5 metres in from the touch line. Last tackle signalled here. It comes to Ackroyd. They're just standing off him. He plays it off to Harry Milnes, and then Greenwood. Ambitious pass out to Williams on the left hand side. Can he keep it moving? He does to Lewis. Lewis dummies. Then he surges on. Then he carries it all the way into the corner and finishes it off with a great aplomb.
Great move there from side to side. Gotta say, unfortunately, defence just let Leigh down on that corner. I thought they'd managed to keep him out, but just sneaking in right on that try line and touch line on the far side.
It looked like initially when he received it, he was actually thinking of putting a little kick in, and then he was just given a fraction of a space to go at, wasn't he? And he thought, right, I'm going to have a go at this. And he finished really well. I mean, that's a player that scored almost 20 tries last season for Siddal.
Got to say, Parky, you've got for the Siddal side, you've got Milnes and Smithies are props. Then you've got Harry George, who's in at loose, but he's another prop. But his ball angling skills are absolutely superb.
Oh, he's been an out of this world start from him, hasn't it? His first 10 minutes, he looks head and shoulders.
Likes getting in amongst the business. Well, all three of them do. I mean, and they've moved this ball over. Again, similar to what we saw them in the final last year, same sort of rhythm and pattern and speed.
I know I was chatting to a couple of the Siddal lads before, and I said to them, I said, you know what, you seem like you're building into this season. You know, perhaps one or two of the results aren't quite what you expected, but you've still got 3 out of 4 wins. How do you think you're travelling? And they said they've got a feeling that it's starting to come together a little bit for them now, and there's certainly some ominous signs here for the rest of the division as Greenwood sends that goalward, which is going to be waved away. It fell underneath the posts rather than over them.
It certainly did.
Jacob Fanneman going on the field here for Leigh minus Rangers. So 10 points to 0 the score.
It certainly is.
In favour of Siddal.
You were saying earlier that Dave said a lot of these are youngsters who have come through for the Leigh minus side.
Yeah, there is a lot of young players, you know, like at the moment he was saying they've got a young halfback, Isaac Hewitt, who's learning his trade, Liam Molyneux, Joe Tyra, Brad Lewis.
Got to say, I do like Liam Molyneux. His energy and his application, he really, if you just keep your eye on him, he's really in amongst the thick of a lot of the stuff.
Oh, it's a difficult kick from Youds, well taken by Hosty in his own line. It's Milnes, met by the welcoming committee. It was the minus front row which came in with that challenge. Jack Hamer leading the way, the skipper. Now it's off to the left hand side. Big running from Siddal again. It helps them clear the 20-metre line. It's that man Dan Williams. He'll look to stand and play it to Greenwood. Greenwood's got options to his right. Uses one of them in Smithies. Big carry from Kane Smithies, a real stalwart of this Siddal club. He plays it 30 metres from his own line. Wide ball, it comes through Hosty out to Georgiou over that 40-metre line.
Good drive.
He's having a fantastic start to the game, Georgiou. He's unsurpassed. Plays it fairly quickly as well. Here's Greenwood, carries over the halfway line. Fair play to Ben Turner though. He had to be big and strong in defence. Would have been easy to give up there. Ball comes to his right hand side, last tackle, Hosty. Oh, he sees that charge down. It's dived upon really well by Ben Turner, but I think the referee's seen something here.
I think he said it's charge down then, not on.
Oh, he's unfortunate there. It's Ben Turner. We've got to go with the match official because he's in a much better position than we are. 40 metres away from their own line. Siddal are going to get the ball back. It's going to be a scrum down. Currently 10 points to 0 in favour of the visitors this afternoon, who scored 2 early tries, courtesy of Christian Ackroyd and Ollie Lewis. One of them converted. The first one, that is, by Jamie Greenwood. So Siddal take possession at the base of the scrum. It comes down this right hand side. Big strong carry from Rushworth. Oh, he's broken through over the halfway line, over the 30, over the 20. He has pinned back his ears. He's in at the corner. That was dynamic pace from the youngster, wasn't it? Straight through he went. Brilliant try.
Just coming up to the 15 minutes mark, Parker. Lovely little drive there, and then he saw the open field, pinned back his ears, and let's go for that corner. Has gone in over there, just about 5 metres over from the touchline. Under the cosh a little bit, Leigh minus. That was unlucky with the charge down.
Oh, it was an unfortunate call, you know, but really good attack from the scrum.
Yeah.
Just shows you can't afford to give any sort of space to this Siddal side.
Well, that's it. And the ball came out. It came to, I suppose, it was the short side towards we were. So another tough kick on this corner for Siddal's hooker, Jamie Greenwood. See if he can move this score on. Parky said it. Hope you're enjoying this coverage today. Don't forget, if you are enjoying it, smash that like button. Then we know you're there. Because the more people we can get out to, the better. Don't forget to tell your friends who maybe not be catching us. Greenwood weighing her up, comes in, right-footed.
Always give it chances.
Oh, yes.
What a great kick.
Excellent kick from the touchline.
16 points to 0 now in favour of the visitors. It's a superb start, isn't it?
Yeah. It's professional, isn't it? They've just been stating, sort of to do what the roles are. I mean, some of the drives from those forwards, and as you were saying there from Harry George, who's having an absolute blinder at the moment. They can't contain him because he's making at least 8-10 yards every time he's getting the drive, and that's with players on his back as well.
It's not just that though, it's his handling.
Yeah.
The way that he's linking the rest of the middle up, and he's able to put little defence splitting passes out and find the support. So Johnny Youds back on the halfway line for Leigh Miners Rangers. Sends this ball high, sends it long. Hostage underneath it again. Milnes once again takes it in. 12 metres from his own line. Finds the floor after making a couple of metres after contact. Hamer's all over him. He's lucky not to be penalised. It comes to this right hand side. Big collision. Don Booth to play it. Just 15 out from his own line. This is better defence though, I've got to say, by Leigh Miners Rangers. Whoa! And again, they really did surge in, but I've done the old commentator's curse there. They're giving away a penalty. Head high shot. So referee, he'll have a chat with Johnny Youds. He'll have a chat with the skipper Hamer as well.
I'm just having a little bit of a conflab.
Interesting with Jack Hamer, by the way. He started his days not that far from here at Leigh, just over the canal.
Over the canal. Shh.
We don't often mention it in these parts, but yeah. Now firmly entrenched with Leigh Miners Rangers. Greenwood. So for those people that know the geography of this ground, we have got on the side what we're commentating from, we've got the Leeds-Liverpool Canal behind us. Oh, that's a big run coming in from Smithies. Superb run over the 40 metre line. Greenwood at dummy half. Ball passed into the middle. Milnes finds Georgiou out the back. Here's Hosty with a bit of space in front of him. Goes over the halfway, goes over the 40 and over the 30, over the 20. He's still going. He skips past one, skips past another. Eventually Lancelot gets him, and Lancelot stops him with 10 metres to go over on that left hand side of the field, just 5 or 6 metres in from the touchline. Ball will get played eventually. It comes into the middle, controlled off the boot from Greenwood. Greenwood has to pick it up, then flicks it back to the left again. They'll go again. Once more it's Williams. This is Dan Williams, the second rower, inside the 10. Ball comes across to this right hand side. Kanan Smithies. Big surge through the middle. Just 10 metres out from the line. Greenwood works dummy half again. Where's this going? It'll come out to this right side again. Ackroyd, long ball. Out on this right side, they're going to go in. It's another try for Siddal on this right hand side, is it?
No,
it's just Cork short. Excellent tackle coming in there on Dan May to stop him.
Good defence there.
Ackroyd moving the ball to Greenwood, who spills it under no pressure at all. Then Greenwood, but it's picked up by Derby. There's a counter attack coming in here for Leigh Miners. They're going down the right side. Big run coming in. Huge inroads being made by Farrimond, who gets over the halfway line. Can they flood forward now? Leigh Miners Rangers. Big running coming from Maloney. Penalty one for Leigh Miners as well.
Got to say, we're right on the button there from that knock on. They picked the ball up as sharp as attacking, getting down there and being, not sort of dawdling about. Ball went out to that right hand side, and they've made really good yards, and they've got a kick for touch here now.
So Darby's coming off in front of us as well. On in his place is Matty Parks. Best attacking position of the game yet for Leigh Miners Rangers, who find themselves 16 points adrift on the scoreboard.
The least they want from this park is a repeat set in a good attacking position here. And that's the very least they need.
So tap to be taken on the 20-metre line. Oh, that's a big collision. Still does well to make the yard, so 12 metres away from the try line. Hamer out at dummy half. Links it with Isaac Hewitt. Hewitt out to Yodes. Yodes kicking into the corner. It just needed to bounce up.
Good thought.
Unfortunately, it didn't bounce in favour of Joe Tyree. It picked up a bit of space and a bit of pace and went over the touchline. We've got another injury in the background for Siddal. They're going through the horrors at the minute, aren't they? So they've obviously been interrupted in the warm-up, losing a player. We've got Mason Scott, who's just going out there, and the player who was coming across to try and cover the kick, he's down in the corner, receiving a bit of attention. He's had to come off the field as well. He's limping away.
It's not Harry Mills, is it, man? You're saying that there's a few with pink boots on, aren't there?
Big carry through the middle. That's a great run. Superb carry.
Good tackle.
Up towards the halfway line. It's Harvey Williams. Big inroads there as well from the centre.
Yeah, good tackle by Lancelot though. All the way on that far left-hand side.
Lewis.
It looks as good.
All the way. Great score from him. He went about 40 metres down that side of the field.
And absolutely superb. Got the pace there over on that left-hand side. And on 22 and a half minutes, he's gone in over on that left-hand side again, giving a difficult kick for Jamie Greenwood. And I think it was Dan May who's come off, who's limping. Got a problem with his right leg.
He's only just gone on the field, hasn't he? He was the guy who was held up in the corner, if you remember rightly, just a few seconds ago, where I thought they'd scored again. It was only delaying the inevitable in the end, though, as far as Siddal were concerned, because that was some top-class attack down the left-hand side there.
Yeah, moving at pace again, Parker, and the ball moving from side to side. And some, as you say, was Brad Lewis making the break. Not in front of him. Harvey Williams, nothing in front of him. And he's gone over on that left-hand side.
Second try for Lewis.
Second try for Lewis.
Second try for Lewis.
Was it?
Yeah, he was involved in the earlier couple of tackles, though, was Harvey Williams, so he did bring it away from his own end and look really sparkly. Excellent attack from Siddal. They're now up by 20 points to 0.
Is it online?
It's not. No. So the scoreline does remain 20 points to 0 here in favour of Siddal. Flowing start to the game as far as they're concerned. Just less than a point a minute. 4 tries in the first 22 minutes scored by Siddal.
So it looks as though we were questioning whether they were getting into gear. They
found it quite simple, haven't they, in that first 15 minutes? They're definitely in gear now.
They certainly are.
So Yodes on the halfway line. He's dropped that kick short. Well picked up. I think it's the second row, Williams on that side, who's picked it up. That's another good run from Harvey Williams.
He took that ball really well then, because it was behind him. He managed to stretch out and catch.
Great run from Milnes over that 40-metre line in the middle of the field. Options both left and right. Really encouraging for Greenwood. He goes to Georgiou. Georgiou plays it out to Milnes. Milnes then puts it further wide to Dan Williams, the second row on that side. Harry Milnes it was who put the pass out. Williams finds Harry Milnes. Milnes cuts across field, links with his halfback partner, who quickly hands the ball on to Mason Scott. Scott's on the edge of the 20-metre line. Last tackle signalled here. Where's Greenwood going to go? He'll come off to this right-hand side. Ackroyd puts boot on ball. It's a delicate kick and really well taken by your man Leon Molyneux. Did really well. It was fast reactions from him. But they're under pressure. They're carrying it away from that bottom left corner of Leigh Miners Rangers. Now Lancelot. No inroads for him. Stopped 10 metres from his own line. Joe Davis going on the field now for Leigh Miners Rangers. Playing a lot inside their own 20 metre mark, aren't they? I mean, it's... You know what this reminds me of a little bit? This is a little bit like Wakefield last night. We're trying to play out of their own 20 metre line because they were just getting trapped in there by St Helens.
Oh, good step back inside.
Kenyon.
Last tackle.
A couple of passes to this left hand side. Eventually it finds Youds. Youds gets his kick away. It's a good one as well. It turns Hosty. It's had a 20-40. That's a super kick, that. A really, really good kick.
Yeah.
And it's ensured further possession here for Leigh Miners Rangers. You know what? I've not seen a 20-40 live.
Smart kick there.
That's the first 20-40 that I've seen that.
Yeah.
Really good play from Leigh Miners. So, tap to be taken by Davis.
What can they make of it?
Parks runs at the heart of the defence. Twists within the tackle as well. Stops on the edge of the 20 metre line. Davis swirls it right. Hamer plays it off. Out to Youds. Youds puts the brakes on. Has to go it alone. Pops the ball out now. Ben Turner stopped on the 10 metre line. About 15 metres in from touch. Davis working dummy half again. Short ball to his right hand side. Kieran Reid is piling through.
Offside,
but a penalty which will go in Leigh Miners' favour. First proper chance this.
First proper pressure that they've had.
Hamer, long ball out to Youds, further long ball off to that right hand side, Isaac Hewitt. He finds Lancelot, who comes back in field, skips a couple of tackles, goes underneath the post. That's the sort of slippery play we've come to expect, to be honest, from Noah Lancelot. He's just got this uncanny ability to weave his way through, doesn't often need a lot of space, and he managed to get his way through from about 10 metres out. But it was a wiggle of the hips, it was a burst of speed, he was over at the side of the post.
Yeah, just on the 27, about just under 28 minutes, Parker. Got to say, his balance off his feet. It's very Jason Robinson-esque, isn't he? The way he has that balance, and you don't know which way he's going to go. He drop the shoulder one way or the other. So when he starts running across a line like that, and that's why I think he's better, certainly much better at fullback. Or you get more out of him, I would have thought, at fullback. But absolutely superb. And Johnny How's looking to add the extras here.
Just take him up.
Well, it's what the game needed. Yeah. It needed a response from Leigh Miners Rangers. They provided it. We've got another 10, possibly 12 minutes before the break as Yao steps in. He's hit the post and he's gone wide.
He can pick anything off the top shelf from the furthest left-hand side of the...
Wow, I don't believe that. I've seen that, actually. He's missed the goal. So the scoreline remains 4 points to Leigh Miners Rangers, 20 to Siddal. Real solid start to the game as far as Siddal are concerned. Yeah. Good response that from Leigh Miners though.
I know that's what they needed at the end of the day.
Harry Georgiou comes off for a spell on the sideline.
Well deserved as well. Absolutely superb first half.
Greenwood on the halfway line for Siddal. Sends this high, sends it long. Well taken, well poached. And here's Matty Parks. Starts the counter attack. Great run from him. Gets out towards the 20 metre line. Took it from right over on the right side back towards the middle. We'll carry on going down the middle with Reid. He's a big lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
20 metres from his own line. Davis finds Hamer. Seems to have switched into a kind of loose forward role now, Jack Hamer. Notice big Adam Horner is on the field for Siddal as well. As it's right made down this left hand side. Forward pass.
It was so tempting.
Ben Turner with the inroads, and then Johnny Youds, well, he was providing the support run, but it was a mile forward.
Yeah, but it was so tempting, wasn't it? Just got in front of him. But the bottom line is it's showing that they're breaking through the line, aren't they?
Certainly much improved attack as far as Leigh Miners Rangers are concerned. Asking some questions. So Ackroyd, he'll feed this scrum. It's going to be taken at the base by Greenwood, who shuffles it off left to Harry Milnes. He quickly gets rid of it. Oh, it's all the way across to Lewis with a running chance. He's going in again, Lewis. It's the first half hat trick from him, and he speeds down that left wing. Lewis has found the groove, so too have Siddal, and it's 24-4.
Did you say it was Ollie or Carl Lewis going down that left-hand side? His pace is absolutely to burn, isn't it? And over a distance like that, you're just not going to touch him. And it seems as though, obviously, they're attacking that left-hand side because they're really coming up with the goods from down there as well.
Fair play to Harvey Williams as well. He shipped the ball across really, really quickly.
31 minutes gone. And it's got to be said, though, they're not giving Jamie Greenwood easy kicking practice, are they?
He's getting lots of difficult kicking practice. They're from all angles, all wide.
Yeah. And the irony is when people look at the stats and they say, oh, he's only kicked 1 out of 5 or something like that, nobody says, yeah, but 4 out of that 5 are out on the touchline.
It is intriguing as to why he's kicking and Lewis Hosty isn't, though, because like I said, Lewis Hosty was the top goal kicker and point scorer in the National Conference League Premier last season.
But yes, a little bit cloudy today, not too bad, certainly warm. And it comes, and unsuccessful again.
So current scoreline: Leigh Miners Rangers 4, Siddal 24. Been an impressive first half performance this from Siddal, hasn't it, though, Steve?
It certainly has. I must say, it's been very clinical, very professional. They found out where they need to target, and they've gone down that certainly that left-hand side quite a bit.
Ruthless.
Yeah.
And that's what you call it. That's certainly where I'd describe it anyway. Wonder whether Yodes will fancy dropping this short again. The last time he tested out Dan Williams. Oh, he sends it high.
Oh, it's a nice spinner, though.
It is. It's a mid-ranger. Well taken by Lewis. Fires it back for Josh Milnes to run in. He's on the edge of his 20-metre line. Greenwood awaiting dummy half duties. Pops it right. Big run from Horner. Nice yards there.
Yeah.
Up to his own 30-metre line, Adam Horner. Clears the ruck and plays it. Greenwood to his left-hand side. Josh Milnes, good run. Over that 40-metre line he goes. He'll play it very quickly to Greenwood. Greenwood puts it right. Ackroyd keeps it moving down this right-hand side as well to Mason Scott. Scott wrapped up by 3. Now Greenwood moves it to Horner. Big run again from Horner.
Yeah.
No nonsense. So he tries to flick the ball out. It goes loose. Greenwood will pick up and just clean it up as far as Siddal are concerned. But unfortunately for the big man, it went forward. But he was trying, wasn't he? Very, very trying. And you know what? I'm going to give some credit there to the Leigh Miners defence, because they forced him to ground and made it uncomfortable to get the ball away.
Oh, it looks like injury. No, I thought it was an injury. Packed down, ball goes in from the Leigh Miners. Ball comes out to the far right hand side, driving it in, but stopped by 4 tattlers from Siddal. Ball swings out. Referee just saying, has he given high tackle? Penalty to Leigh Miners. Oh, a swinging arm. And Yards finds good yards on that far right hand side. So Leigh Miners on the attack, driving in. Ooh, a big hit from the forwards from Siddal, brought to the ground.
Callum Birtle, it was tackled. Off to this left hand side, Hamer through hands. Nice work. Bursting through his Turner. Turn just on the 20-metre mark. Davis, a dummy half, pops it up for Hamer. Hamer back over his shoulder for Parks. Gets through the first tackle. Can't escape the clutches of 2, 3 and 4, which came in on him. 15 metres out from the line, just to the left-hand side of the post. Hamer in the middle again. Lines it up for Youds. Youds keeps it moving. There's the young half-back at Hewitt.
Good step.
Over the 10-metre line he goes. He's holding his jaw. I think he's took a knock there as the young half-back. Ball will come to the middle. Hamer keeps it moving. Youds. Oh, no look pass. It's a right boomer of a ball that out to Molyneux. Eventually it reaches the winger Joe Tyra. He tried to kick forward. Eventually it's dropped upon by Molyneux. They've lost a bit of ground. 30 metres away from the line. It's last tackle. Ball comes in field from a kick from Tyra, but I don't think there was many people who knew that kick was coming in, and as a result Horner was able to pick up and clear his lines. It's unusual you'll find a prop forward with kick return meters, but he got some then. So Siddal inside their own half of the field still, just 10 metres away. There's the hat-trick man Lewis. Takes the drive, rolled on his back. It will be a slower play the ball. Greenwood gets it away. Looking for Milnes. Gets an offload to Horner. Goes right up the guts again, does Horner. Wow, that's brilliant play from the two Siddal prop forwards. Inside the 20-metre mark they go again. Greenwood. Options to his right. Uses Ackroyd. Ackroyd brings it to the front man who's steaming through it. Scott! And really Lancelot stood no chance trying to bring the big man down. Went one-on-one with him and Scott won that battle. So they've scored another try. The 6th of the half.
On the 37th minute, Parker. And they've started off there with some really, really great drives coming in from Adam Horner for starters, who's had an absolute blinder of a few minutes since he's come on.
Well, it's like they've took Georgiou off,
yeah,
and then they've replaced him with Horner. And okay, perhaps he's not got the same passing range, but he knows how to hit a ball up, doesn't he?
He does, yeah, and he's got good leg drive. And obviously, Josh Milnes has had a wow of a first half as well. That's not took a backward step. In fact, it's the forwards who've set the platform for everything that they've been doing. Made good yards and allowed the backs to certainly on a lot of occasions spread the ball wide, but in this occasion they've gone in just to the right hand side of the post with Mason Scott.
Leigh minus Rangers 4, Siddal 28, the current scoreline. Dominant from the Halifax side.
It's got to be said, compared to his other kicks, this one should be relatively easy for
now you've lined it up for a commentator's curse here, Steve.
For Jamie Greenwood.
Let's see if we can get some good contact. Right footy kicker, right side of the field.
Yes.
You knew. That was like one of your horsey wins last week.
Oh, yeah. About 3-week holiday in Mauritius off my winnings from last week.
I thought you said it were Morecambe, not Mauritius. Anyway, that scoreline moved on to 30 points to 4 now in favour of Siddal.
So there we go. Youds coming in. Is he going to put another high spiral bomb in, or will he go for the short one again? Just got a few minutes before we start this second half. Before we get into half time, sorry. Oh, and the ball's come back off the Siddal player, and Miners are on the attack. What can they do? Driving it under the post. Referees give offside. Too quick off the line. Can they get some points here before half time, Parker?
Callum Birtle won the penalty. Tap taken quickly. It's off with Youds on this left hand side. He picks up Turner, who's been heavily used down this side, and he gets dragged towards the touchline. Stop just inside the field of play. Referee's whistle sounds. That is half time, and we go to the break with Siddal leading by 30 points to 4. All the action started just a couple of minutes in when Ackroyd decided to dummy and go. Then Greenwood converted that one. Ollie Lewis scored the first of his hat-trick after 10 minutes. Just 4 minutes later, it was Jacob Rushworth who was speeding through after a bit of a scrum play. Greenwood converting that one for a 16-0 advantage. Then Ollie Lewis got away from the defence again after 22 minutes for his second try. 20 points to nil in favour of Siddal at that particular juncture. Leigh Miners, they did have a bit of attacking possession, and Noah Lancelot made the most of it with a diving, ducking, speedy try going over by the side of the post. That remained unconverted by Youds. It was 20 points to 4 at that stage, and then we saw a speedy effort from Ollie Lewis to go over for his hat-trick just 3 or 4 minutes later. Mason Scott adding the cherry on top of the cake as far as what has been a very competent first half performance from Siddal.
Yeah, as I said earlier on, it's been very clinical, very professional. The forwards have laid a great platform for their half-backs to move this ball about. Then when they've got it into the line's gone, from one side to the other with great pace. Ollie Lewis over on that left-hand side has just showed a clean pair of heels every time.
Been very good, hasn't it?
Yeah. And it's got to be said that it looks as though they're slipping into the right gears now.
Now, there was an injury right on the stroke of the half-time whistle, though, wasn't there, to Ben Turner. Fortunately, he's now up. They were trying to give him a little bit of treatment. He's walking cleanly enough. He's being walked across the field by his coach, Dave Rowland, who was, showed great concern, didn't he, to get out there to his player. Yeah. I think that's really good to see, and it shows that people mean more at community level. Does that?
Yeah.
Is that's probably a right thing to say?
Well, I think even though we've got opponents, I think there's a little bit more of everybody knows what everybody else is going through with regards to how your club is run, how things run at your club, and so there is that familiarity in that sort of point.
And I think as well, that, as you mentioned, that camaraderie, I suppose that there is, and it was like the thoughts there were about Ben Turner. They weren't about the fact that his team's trailing by 30 points to 4. It was make sure Ben's okay before anything else, and I really like that. That says a lot about a man. It says a lot about a club. It says a lot about what players mean as well. So well done to Leigh Miners Rangers. They do trail by 30 points to 4 at half time, though. We'll be back with a few more thoughts after these.
Green Cooling scores with the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Show. Green Cooling scores with the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Show. Green Cooling scores with the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Show.
Yes, welcome back. As Parker was saying earlier, we're here at Twist Lane, and it's for the game between Leigh Miners Rangers and Siddal. Siddal currently in the lead at 30 points to 4. Let's take you through some of the the rest of the fixtures that are happening today. In the Prem, we've got Unslett taking on Wasp Brow. Here, obviously, Siddal here at Leigh Miners Rangers. Dewsbury Moor Maroons are at Tatooine Crusaders. Lock Lane are over at Waterhead Warriors. It'd be interested to see what score is there. West Bowling are taking on West Hull, and York Acorn are taking on Rochdale Mayfield. While in Division 1, we've got Crossfields versus Wolston Rovers, that Warrington derby. Both of them propping up the division at the moment. Then we've got Oldham St Anne's welcoming Ulsan Raiders, while Ince Rose Bridge have gone all the way over to Shawcross Sharks. Stanley, where they're going to be taking on Neworth, and Wigan St Jude's are at home with Sir Kells, and Wigan St Pat's, they welcome Egremont. Division 2, Piltrex travel to Driglington, while Barrow Island go over to Ellenborough Rangers, and East Leeds, let's see how many they can score today. Can they top another 70 points mark? But they're up and on long distance travel to Enzingham. Old Dockers welcome Normanton Knights, and Dewsbury Celtic over at Skirler. And finally in that division, Clockface Miners take the trip to Thornhill Trojans. Division 3, we've got Leigh East playing against Beverley, Dissington take on Millham, and Keighley Albion, who are having a wonderful time at the moment in Division 3, are playing Featherstone Lions. Mountain Warriors are up against Bentley, and to round things up, Saddleworth Rangers are playing Milford.
We do have a half-time score at Oldham St Anne's, so you mentioned they were playing against Alton Raiders. Doesn't get any easier for Alton, they're trailing by 28 points to 0 though.
But I've got to say, Park, I've got to ask you something, by the way. I believe, something we don't usually do things like merch or anything like that, but what you can actually purchase from our website now is the Dave Parkinson action figure, which comes complete with headphones, rugby balls, a microphone, and a very snazzy looking Dave Parkinson action figure. Well, you kept that quiet, mate.
I did. Yeah, just jumped on the bandwagon though as far as the social media trends are concerned. I'd seen a couple of things through the week about players do it, getting little figurines done via social media and AI technology. So I thought I'd jump in on the on
he's got a laptop. He gets a laptop as well, and is it a phone as well?
Never go anywhere without a phone or a laptop.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I've not got the laptop, but I've got the phone.
Yeah.
And I have got the camera, so I noticed I didn't pick a camera as part of the... You can get that with the initial second edition.
A second edition,
yeah, because that's going to be, one with a polo shirt as opposed to a big check shirt on.
Obviously, we're having a little bit of a joke though, but I was talking to Parky about this, and what would be great, and I know it is a social media, a bit of a trend at the moment, but it'd be great to see clubs doing it with their obviously their players as the action figures. Certainly those clubs that have got, as I say, the school sections underneath, the under 10s, under 9s, whatever. I'm sure they'd have a good laugh at those as well. So just something interesting there. But, do you get interchangeable clothes as well with the next one? Because that shirt is a bit, isn't it?
It's from me everywhere. That shirt. What are you saying?
Not saying it, mate.
That's actually part of the shirt that I'm wearing on my press pass.
Ah, yeah. What it needs on the next edition is the big 13 Pro Am logo on the front of it.
It does. That can be arranged.
Yeah.
And I just
need an accessory that you buy.
I just need a decent picture of myself, and I'll do it again with the 13 Pro Am, T-shirt on.
It's a blinder. I've got to say, I did send it through to my lovely wife to say, Parky's got an action figure, and she replied, it says, "Is this a joke?"
I showed it to my dad, and he went, "Action, you."
Figure, you.
We do have another half-time score, by the way. Getting back to the rugby leaguers, Leigh Miners Rangers come out, and it is Wigan at St Pat's 32, Egremont 4-1.
Oh, man, you're saying that. We saw Pats, didn't we, at home? And they've carried on from where they left off there. I mean, and we know they drew 16-all with Judes last week, but Judes on another team who were absolutely running riot at the moment. So.
You wondered about a score as well between Waterhead and Lock Lane.
Yeah.
I think Waterhead are finding out that this Premier Division is a tough division, because it's currently Waterhead 2, Lock Lane 16.
Ooh.
Half time at Crusader Park as well.
We've got
Thatto Heath Crusaders 12, Dewsbury Moor 6. Tries there from Sean Lester and Jamie Holroyd, both of which converted by Sean Lester. So that's for Thatto Heath Crusaders.
think Dewsbury Moors will be pleased with that at half time, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. I mean, they've been in and around games, haven't they?
Yeah.
You know, for much of this season. Right, we're about to get the second half underway. And have you started your stopwatch, Steve? Away we go. It's allowed to bounce, and Siddal making first use of possession. Big carry, but big challenge going in. The 10 metres away from their own line here are Siddal. Good pressure being put on by Miners. That's a great run from Rushworth. He's really well there, did the young outside back. Greenwood at dummy half once more. I hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon. We love getting out to National Conference League games. Oh, this is a big run as well coming in. Knew he was going to get whacked there as well, did Dan Williams. Plays it to Greenwood. Inside to Smithies. Great run from Keenan Smithies. Up towards the halfway line. Greenwood again pops the ball out to his right hand side. Kicks coming from Ackroyd. Ooh, he's put some height on that. Falling back to collect it is young Joe Tyra.
Yeah. It was over his shoulder there. He took that really, really well.
Youd's out dummy half. Passes for some support. That defence is very stern once more from a Siddal point of view. Miners just 20 metres, 25 metres away from their own line. Jack Hamer's pouring in some work though.
Yeah.
There he is, playing it inside his own half. A huge carry once again. Being made by Carl Birtle. Birtle plays it. Davis shuffles it left. Kick comes in from Youd. He was under a bit of pressure there. And that's going to be a comfortable take on that far side.
Oh, good chase. Good chase. Great chase there, George Maloney.
Not for the first time he's led the chase. Hosty moving it left to the 3-try man. Ollie Lewis is wrapped up with 2 men outside him then for a second. Hosty has a short side to play with. Goes to Williams. That's the second row Williams. Dan Williams. Infield it's moved to Josh Milnes. Milnes. Good carry.
He's done some minutes, hasn't he, Milnes?
Another one of those Yorkshire forwards that chalk up the minutes for his side. Kick comes in from Greenwood. That's a really intelligent kick. Just turning Lancelot round. It'll bounce, it'll bobble. It'll stop about 2 metres from the try line. Lancelot's got work to do. Gets past Horner in the first instance, but can't escape clutches there of Dan Rushworth. 10 metres from their own line, Leigh Miners Rangers. Now it's run out. That was a bit of a high shot going in on Tyra. Manages to ride the challenge, does so really well to get out to the 20 metre line. And here's where he'll play it to Davis. Davis finds some support. He's spirited this. There's another set 6 being awarded there, and then
not square.
They're not square, so it will be a penalty. So initially it was just another set 6 being awarded, but then referee deciding that there was a penalty to give there too.
Good yards there found by Johnny Youds.
Good decision as well from our referee Ollie Maddock. Having a very solid game this afternoon.
Yes. They've come up quite lively in this second half, haven't they, Leigh Miners Rangers? Got to say that. Just waiting for the ball back.
No change on the scoreboard though. Just been going a couple of minutes into this second half.
Maloney driving her up there, brought to the floor by 3 Siddal players. Ball comes out to this right hand side. Oh, Lancelot's pinpointed there, trying to just wrestle out of there. He's got Harry Milnes for company, brings him down to the ground.
Great defence from Harvey Williams, that. Did really well.
Joe Davis at dummy half, comes inside, takes the ball himself. Oh, little flick out. Oh, picked up by Brad Lewis.
Scragged to the floor. His opposite number just lifted him up and put him back, and he's certainly pouring himself about. It's Harvey Williams. Goes in for another challenge. 25 metres away from the line though, Leigh Miners Rangers. Can they get something off the back of this as Hamer puts it further wide? There Youds. Oh, the pass wasn't a particularly sparkly one. There was an after ball hit on Isaac Hewitt. And a penalty will go the way of Leigh Miners Rangers, so they'll continue this little spell of pressure that they've got.
They are very lively, very lively.
Callum Birtle, 20 metres away from his own line, so for the Siddal line, directly in centre field. Ball will continue coming down this right side with Hamer. No look pass for Parks. Parks gets it back to Hamer. Inside that 20 metre line. He'll play it. Davis. Darts for the posts. Just stopped on the line. Where's this ball going to go? There's loads of messages coming from the Miners bench beneath us. Ball turned to this right hand side again with Hewitt.
Good run. He saw a gap there, dropped the shoulder and went.
Eventually shut in front of him though by Dan Williams and company. I think Kane Smithers was involved in that as well. Hamer across to his left hand side. Short ball, really soft hands for George Maloney. Maloney's 10 metres away from the try line. Youds involved in a couple of plays. It'll come to this right side again with Hamer. He juggles with it. Goes again. Brings it all the way across to this right hand side.
Still going, just short, brought down. Ball comes across in the middle. Can they add the extras here? Lancelot, jinking, driving, little kick through. Oh, was he pulled back?
Yeah, it was. Go to Miners. He was pulled down though.
Yeah. I think he made sure that the referee saw it as well after he'd been pulled. I don't think he needed to, because it was that obvious.
So it's more pressure, isn't it, though, for Siddal?
Yeah.
Referee having a quick chat there with Kane and Smithers. Goes back to join his side. Does the captain. Tap taken by Davis. Running is Birtle. Birtle 10 metres, perhaps a little bit less in front of the post. Davis, he'll shuffle it to the left. Youds plays it off. Oh, he really did hit that from deep, did George Maloney. Maloney inside the 10 once more. Asking some questions, but Siddal coming up with the answers so far. It's Parks. More good defence on him. 3 players in the stop for Siddal.
Well, they swing it out to this right hand side.
Goes to Hamer. He dabs it through the line. Runs after it. He's chasing it. He's won the race. Superb play from Hamer. Just bobbled invitingly over towards the side of the post, and he won the race to it. First try of the second half goes the way of Leigh Miners.
8 minutes. 8 minutes gone in this second half. It's got to be said, they've come out with a real spring in the step and brightness. It's as though they said, well, forget the first half, let's get out there and see if we can at least win this second half and do the best we can. And they've certainly done that. I've got to say, Joe Davis going in at dummy half has really sparked things up, I think. But yeah, lovely little kick through there from was it Isaac Hewitt? Was
Jack Hamer
was
who
it Jack
put
Hamer?
the kick and won the race to his own try,
did,
to his own kick and went in.
Be interesting to see how this affects Siddal, because I mean it shouldn't do really. At the bottom line is they've been playing so clinically, but they've managed to just get through there, and it's Youds adding the extras. Yes, he is.
Johnny Youds with another successful kick. 10 points to 30 is what the score line is here at Twist Lane. Hope you're enjoying our coverage this afternoon. Spirited start to the second half as far as Leigh Miners are concerned. They've had a load of pressure. That was like penalty try.
Yeah. But they've come out with certainly with the spring in the step and not a different attitude. It's as like as, oh come on lads, let's give this a go. Let's stand them all in good stead. This right, was Greenwood putting this? Oh, it's a shortish one, bit of a slice, bit of a bounce. Oh, and it's Maloney's took the ball there. So Leigh Miners. See what come from here.
Birtle again. This time just 20 metres away from his own line. Better defence on this occasion from Siddal.
Concentrate, Siddal, come on, don't let him back in.
Hamer moving the ball across, looking for the running Kenyon. Kenyon all held though, just outside that 20 metre mark. I think Parks is going to get this ball. Referee says you snuck forward a couple of metres there, get back and play it properly. So Parks does get the ball and he drives it strongly. Nice verbal support for Siddal on the sideline. A young voice chimes up. Here's Yodes, half break from him. 40 metres from his own line, last tackle signalled here. Need to finish in a good position. Kick comes in from Isaac Hewitt.
What's the chase like?
Rushworth, good carry. Like the look of these outside backs for Siddal.
Yeah.
They're lively, aren't they?
Yeah.
Milnes, through hands out to Lewis. No look pass. Big run coming in now from Harvey Williams. Harvey Williams back in the field of play, but he's in touch. He was just put towards the touchline there from Brad Lewis, who accepts the congratulations of his teammates. They did well there.
Give him his due though. He did the right thing. He gave him the touchline and said, if you want to go past there, which gives him, in theory, an extra man. And he took it, and unfortunately, they managed to get him in touch.
Hang on though, we've got Georgiou taking his place once more for Siddal. He was brilliant in his first.
Yeah, I think that they're probably they've not got the momentum that they had in the first half, as it seems to have waned. And is it because he wasn't on?
Whoa, big charge from Kenyon. He didn't like being brushed off there. Williams goes back in and gives away a penalty. Kenyon gets up and laughs at him. The red mist just descending there. I get the feeling there for Dan Williams. Yeah. Davis will take the 10 metres on offer. Yeah, I was saying due to the geography here, we've got the canal behind us, so you can't kick to touch on this side of the field. Tap taken. Here's Kenyon. Oh, he goes right at Williams and then sidesteps him just at the last minute. He's hurt there.
Yeah.
In the challenge is Kenyon. Referee goes and has a quick word with Williams because he shouted something out to his grounded opponent.
Yeah. Do you remember that camaraderie we were on about?
Perhaps wasn't in keeping with what we've been talking about. Yeah, he gave him a bit of a spray as well, to be honest, didn't he, after pouring the hit in.
Oh, it looks like he's
not looking comfortable.
Do you know what I think he was, Parky? I think he was. He had hold of his leg and he twisted his leg around. I'm just wondering whether that's the.
He twisted his back.
Yeah.
As a result.
As a result of it, yeah. Because the physio's just checking it out at the moment, and I know he's holding his lower back. So whether he's just twinged, got a little.
Hopefully he's okay to continue.
Yeah.
We've had enough issues with injuries and niggles in this game, haven't we?
Yeah. I mean, Kenyon just feeling that lower back. Yeah. Because it's an horrible feeling when it happens. Oh, I've got to tell you.
Yeah, I'm going to have to make a change.
Yeah, he's coming off. I'll be surprised if he's staying on. So is he all looking over to the touchline? Oh. Yeah. There's change and coming on is Ben Turner back on.
Yeah, so he went off after the collision that left him in a crumpled heap at the end of the first half. He's had that little bit of rest and he's gone back on now, but Miner's putting it through the hands out on that far side. Short ball coming in for George Maloney. Maloney's just over the halfway line. This is where he'll play it to Davis. Davis will shuffle it to his left to Parks. Parks making good inroads. 3 players wrapping him up. Milnes being one of them, Ackroyd being one of them too. Hamer lines it up for Yodes. Yodes keeps it moving. There's the young halfback Isaac Hewitt. Hewitt inside the 30 metre mark. It's been all Leigh Miners this second half of possession and territory. Can they push forward for a third try? Well, Hamer will do his level best to make the 20. Rolled over on his back. This will be a slower play the ball. Horner all over him. Ball comes to the left hand side on the last tackle. It's kicked towards the middle. That was a kick for Lancelot. It's a kick for Joe Davis. Lewis Hosty wins the race. Does really well there. Does the Siddal fullback, and he makes it back inside the field of play. But there's work to do.
Again,
Given the penalty away.
I was just going to say they need to keep the line tight here.
Given the penalty away of Leigh Miners Rangers, and as a result, Siddal will just march downfield without having to do too much. Harvey Williams to top this one. Runs it up the defence. Big carry as well from Williams. He'll play this ball to Harry Milnes. Just 15 metres in from the touchline. Buffing the cheek is Horner. Good carry. Put on his back though by the Miners defence on the halfway line.
It's like Harvey Williams has had a bit of a... Talk about his shoulders popped out.
Greenwood finds Ackroyd. Then it's further wide to Georgiou. Georgiou over the halfway line. Yeah, he's struggling at the moment, isn't he? Down this centre position. Off to the right again. There's Milnes. Drops it back. Good defence. This time on Dan Rushworth. He'll stand and play. Greenwood moves it to Ackroyd in the middle. He'll find an eager running in Kane and Smithies. The ball just for a second came as if it was going to be passed out, but Smithies thought better of it. Probably for the best as well. They're inside the 40 metre line. Last tackle signalled here. Siddal comes out to the left. Harry Milnes on to Hosty. Hosty's got space, then puts it through the hands. It's been half intercepted there though. Well taken by Tom Ashurst. And the dual registration man from Swinton comes up with the goods there. This is Brad Lewis in centre field for Leigh Miners Rangers, 40 metres from his own line. Plays it to Lewis. Off to the right hand side, Hamer. Davis. He'll send it right. Big run from Turner. Big defence as well from Harry Milnes. Stood strong there, did the young halfback. Into the middle it comes to Hewitt. Across to Youds. Further across to Lancelot. He gets rid of it quickly. I thought that he gave it too quickly actually. Didn't really give much opportunity. Leon Molyneux had no room in which to manoeuvre. Kick comes in from Youds. Skies it high. Good take from Rushworth. Confident from Jacob. 10 metres from his own line, over on the right hand side of the field. Long ball to the middle. Here's Hosty. Hosty running opportunity, gets through the first. There's then a real scragging tackle which brings him down. Matt Parks was just drifting high on the fullback. It's going to be a slow play the ball from him. No wonder it's a slow play the ball as well. He got him right around the mush. Here's Lewis. Good run from Lewis. Good defence as well from Leigh Miners Rangers. Current scoreline 30 points to 10 in favour of Siddal. Here's Williams. Rides that challenge well, does Dan Williams. Greenwood kicks forward. Harvey Williams shoots after this one. Harry Milnes is after it as well, but it'll bounce and bobble inside the 10. And that's where it's taken over on that far side for Leigh Miners by Joe Tyra.
Good yards.
Youds. More running comes in there from Molyneux. Again, keeping up this high rhythm, this high momentum.
Yeah. Tempo's been great this second half, gotta say.
I know when I spoke to Dave earlier on in the day, he was saying that he set him last week the task of winning the second half against Strato, and he was really happy with the effort that they put in.
Well, he's got to be happy with where this is at the moment. Hope I've not.
Here's Lancelot stepping, jiving, getting past one, getting past two, getting to the halfway line. Last tackle signalled here. Ball back and across to Youds. Kick comes in, he was put under a bit of pressure from Georgiou. Well taken by Rushworth on that far wing. Launches the counter attack. They're marching him towards the touchline. They put him in.
Good defence. Good defence. That typifies the energy that they've come out with in this second half. The kick wasn't the greatest of kicks, but they supported it got the man, kept him up off the ground, and I've got him into touch.
Well, they say a kick's only as good as a chase, and that was a great chase on it, wasn't it?
It was.
Really good play.
But it was the wherewithal as well to keep him off the ground and get him over into touch.
So it's more attacking position for Leigh Miners Rangers, bringing it through the middle through Kieran Reid. A couple of hard-fought metres gained there. Hamer's back in at 9. Flicks it to Darby on the left. He keeps moving to Youds. Youds across to Lancelot. Good defence. Oh, he's fallen away from the tackle door. Lancelot is off again. He's through the middle. He releases the offload.
Lovely ball.
There's the run. All the way to the line. He's got it down as well. Isaac Hewitt touching down at the side of the post. Well, they just left a trail of men in his wake. This Lancelot, didn't they? I've got a feeling that the centre who came out to put the tackle on down that far side, he's come off far, far worse with trying to put that hit in on Lancelot. Just bounced him almost into another opening, didn't it? And then he went through and jived and went in and got the offload away, and Isaac Hewitt the scorer.
Yeah, and that was on the just over 20 minutes mark in this second half. But yeah, again, that spring that Lancelot has, you know, he bounced off there, managed to regain, changed positions, went on that diagonal run there, and going through to Isaac Hewitt, who had to finish it off, had to score it.
Yeah, it still needs a bit of finishing, isn't it, to be fair. 14 points to 30 with this kit to come. Johnny Youds with the conversion. He's about 15, 20 metres in from touch on the far side.
It's a different game, this second half, Parker. Totally. I know they come up with the expression a game of two halves, but it certainly is.
Certainly glad that we can use that expression.
Yes.
2 out of 3 now.
Got to say as well, while we're up here in the box, you don't really see the crowd as easy, but just leaning over, looking round over the far side, and on this side as well, there's plenty in to watch this as well. Hope you're enjoying the coverage we've got this afternoon. As I said to Parky before, we enjoy just doing this, don't we, Parky?
We certainly do. Currently 16 points to 30 in favour of Siddal, who sent this kit long. Oh, he's seen him played that by Leigh Miners Rangers. I couldn't understand why he played that then. It was going out on the full.
I'm surprised he wasn't told actually to leave it.
I mean, he was really athletic from Joe Tyrer, and he did well to race back in the field of play, but he put himself under a heap of pressure, and Leigh Miners.
Youds did well because he could have easily picked that up, but he stood there and let him regather it.
Okay, coming in. Oh, that's inventive. I like that. Well taken by Turner.
What's give?
And so it's going to be a scrum in favour of Siddal. Another error is ruled against the youngster Ben Turner.
Did they say it was a knock on or was it offside for the kick?
Well, it would have been a penalty if it was offside, but it was a real nice bit of play, to be fair. Kick through. You don't see those sort of kicks very often. No, it was angled, it was short, it was very risky inside your own half of the field, and as a result they have turned over possession on the 40 metre line. So it'll come to this left hand side. I'm liking the look of this kid. Harvey Williams flicks the ball over the top, and that's the ball that'll just find the touchline. He was looking for Lewis, but Lewis had already taken the inside track, to be fair, and perhaps been a bit guilty of overplaying this second half of Siddal when they've had the ball.
Yeah, instead of just getting back to basics.
That's what got them in this position in the first place.
That's what we said in the first half, wasn't it, Parker? Being clinical.
Turner. Big collision with Harvey Williams. Just try to dominate him in the challenge. Harry Milnes is also there. They'll come down the blind side with Hamer. Crosses halfway, does Hamer as well. Hard-working player, Jack Hamer.
Yeah.
Reid. Big carry from him once again. Kieran Reid, 40 metres away from the Siddal line. Darby's just angling himself a little wider for the pass. Takes it well. Gets it out to Isaac Hewitt. Hewitt taking on the line. He's going nowhere. Horner was all over him very quickly, like a rash.
He saw they were closing in on that far side to him, cutting him down.
Darby turns it back in field, looking for Jacob Farrimond rolled on his back. 30 metres away from the line. Last tackle signalled here. Ball off to the left hand side. Youds does find his boot. It's a high hanging kick. Rushworth does really well.
Taken.
Oh, ball's gone loose.
Oh.
But the referee has decided there's hands in. And I have to admit, it did pop out a little strangely.
I know then on this right hand side, Tom Ashurst was crying for that same sort of kick, but over onto his side here.
He's not had as many carries and involvements as perhaps he'd like, so perhaps he's getting a bit frustrated. You can see he's wanting to get involved, and he's like chunnering to anybody who'll listen. Come on, I'm here, give us a bit of a pass occasionally. He's still talking. It's a good time. I know he's thought of quite highly at Swinton, just hasn't had an opportunity yet with some of the other players that they've got at their disposal.
So how old will he be, Packy, about? Any ideas?
Early 20s, if that, 19, 20.
Nice, George.
There's Georgiou. Big carry from him over his own 40 metre line. More direct from Siddal. That's what they need. And through the middle, through Keenan Smithies. It's a good run from Smithies.
And that's what they need more of. That's what did them, stood them in good stead in the first half.
And Horner. Again, it's getting at the big middles that Leigh Miners Rangers have. Cross left it comes. Harry Milnes. Oh, and it's opened up just momentarily there for Harvey Williams. Just popped up in the middle of the field to the centre. 30 metres away from the line, they've run through their set of 6 tackles. It'll come to Georgiou back on the infield to Hosty, who keeps it moving to Greenwood. Greenwood's all wrapped up. He's trying to smuggle the ball out. He's knocked on, and Leigh Miners Rangers have dropped upon it. So disappointing end to that particular set from Siddal, but they still lead in this one by 30 points to 16. They actually led at half time though by 30 points to 4. So it was a brilliant first half from them, and so far a very, very commendable second half from Leigh Miners Rangers, who have scored both the tries that have been scored in this second period. Reed tackle just over his own 40 metre line. Hamer will turn it left to Harry Darby. Darby throws the dummy, surges on. Tell you what, there's some big rigs there right in the middle of that field. 3 big forwards came in with the stop on Harry Darby, who's no shrinking violet himself. Big carry from Farrimond. I like that run from Farrimond. Invited on all comers. He'll play this ball to Hamer. Hamer across left to Youds. Skies this kick, trying to test out Rushworth again. Miners get hands to it. It's then half intercepted by Siddal, and they've kicked it forward a couple of times. Referee has spotted a nudge forward.
Where's this going to go? Is it nudge forward? Is it from Miners? Oh no, it's gone to Miners. So can they see if they can add to this score in this second half? They've certainly been on their game in this second half.
I've got a very deep back line off this scrum as well. Oh, he's double fed that scrum then. Kind of bobbled at the feet of the prop forward. Referee lets him take it again.
Ball coming out to this right hand side, swinging out to Lancelot. Lancelot stepping, trying to get out of the grasp of Ollie Lewis, but he can't. Pins him to the floor.
Did well there, Lewis.
Ashes in a dummy half.
Turner tackled on the 30 metre line, perhaps just a little bit beyond it. Another try would make things really interesting in this game for Leigh Miners. Big carry from Reed. Inside the 20 metre line he goes. No nonsense all over that one. Hamer to his left to Youds. Youds has Lancelot at his shoulder. Slips the ball out. Lancelot goes. Drags the defenders in. Nice carry to the right. Hewitt shuffling off left. And ball will come that way to Derby. Short pass there for Farrimond. Good tackle on him.
Last tackle.
Rolled on his back as well by Georgiou. That'll buy his side a couple of extra seconds. It'll come to the right to Derby. Derby onto Hewitt. Hewitt keeps the ball moving to Yodes. Yodes just didn't have the legs, and Ackroyd was after him. He was like a bullet from a gun after him then, wasn't he, Ackroyd?
It's a shame. That was a poor finish from some good moves there that put them in reasonable positions. That pity they couldn't finish it off a little bit better.
I will commend the Siddal defence though, because in the end they've pushed and harried, and they've actually won some ground, haven't they? There?
Yeah. And they've been good at that, closing down from the edges.
So Greenwood works dummy half duties now. The big puff of the cheeks came in from Dan Rushworth. No nonsense carry from the second rower. 40 metres from his own line. Short ball for Keenan Smithies. That's a great carry again.
Yeah.
Some real heavy duty going into those challenges now. Smithies wins an extra few metres. Plays it quickly. Here's Greenwood. We had a 5 metre play the ball then. With the way that he'd been able to buy the space. Lost it. Lofted pass right. Quickly got rid of by Ackroyd to Milnes. He was told to hit the ground quickly because he'd gone past a man of his own.
Come over to Ollie Lewis.
Greenwood kicking it out towards Lewis. Lewis will contest it. Good take from Ashurst. Oh, he's knocked on the deck though. He's knocked on the deck.
Tough one again. Tough one again.
You know what? He did really well to get up there to take the ball in the first place.
I mean, to be honest, whether Lewis put in a committed challenge for that ball is another thing as well, I think.
Siddal won't mind though. They've got the scrum.
Yeah.
They've got a good attacking setup to the right hand side of this scrum too.
They've not spent much time in this half.
No, they haven't.
In minus half, this second half, have they?
Not at all. They've had very little attacking possession, full stop. So Greenwood switches play down this left hand side. Here's Williams, big Harvey Williams pushes away from 2, takes the inside track and he'll go in. Well, he's deserved that, to be honest, as Harvey Williams. At times he's been unplayable this afternoon, and that was one of those occasions because he brushed away from a couple of defenders, put the brakes on, took the inside track and went over. And I think that's game, set and match, to be fair.
On 32 minutes, Parker.
72 minutes of the game gone.
Ball coming over to this left-hand side. I think they were looking to try and get it out to Ollie Lewis again, who had acres of space. So, but obviously it drew the man over, left a gap for Williams to come back inside and go in.
Yeah, well, there was a slight. I think what you're thinking is what the Leigh Miners defence thought. They thought it's coming all the way out to Lewis, so they tried to put an extra man in, hadn't they? And then they'd overtracked. And as you mentioned, the gap just opened up then, didn't it, for Harvey Williams? And let's be honest, he's a handy-looking player. But, big physical specimen, and was able to brush his way in without too much trouble in the end. So Greenwood looking for goal number 4 of his afternoon, this to make it 36 points to 16 in favour of Siddal. It's been a long time coming, this second half. Much improved effort from Leigh Miners Rangers. Greenwood taking all the time that he can, right footed. And he's got it over, so 36 points to 16 now in favour of Siddal.
Going to see what the response is going to be from Leigh Miners. As I said, their energy this second half have been absolutely superb. We've got about 7 minutes or something like that left to play, thereabouts. Just waiting for the ball. Can they be next on the scorer again?
They shouldn't be asking Johnny Howes at his age to go tracking after balls. It's just not fair. He's come out of retirement actually this season. Felt he got unfinished business with Leigh Miners Rangers. It was one of those great players where they had that period of time about 10 years ago where they were brilliant to watch Leigh Miners. Short restart, well taken in by Greenwood. He's been good this afternoon, hasn't he, for Siddal? Start thinking about your player of the match as well, to be honest, Steve. I think this man might figure high in your rankings. Ollie Lewis, hat-trick for him. 25 metres from his own line, he'll play it in centre ground to Greenwood. Now Hosty. Another solid run from him too. Over his own 30 metre line. Keenan Smithers has set himself for the run. Oh, that's a great carry again. He's done some great stuff in this game as Keenan Smithers. Put down on the halfway line. Greenwood kicks it over the top. That's a real sensible kick, a real thoughtful kick. Well taken on that far side by Joe Tyra, and he's dumped the ball back. Oh, he's asking a lot there of his support player. Somehow they've managed to still retain possession of Leigh Miners Rangers, and Lancelot will get a chance to carry from his own end. He's just been caught and pushed back though. Good play from Georgiou. He added the extra impetus coming in. 15 metres away from their own line, Leigh Miners Rangers. Here's Reid. A big carry from him, but only gained 5 metres due to the ferocity of the challenges. Now Darby, options to his right, can't release the pass. Had to be a decent tackle coming his way from Dan Williams. 30 metres from his own line. Ball turned in field again to Reid. Nice carry from him. Well, it's quite a warm afternoon, but the big fellas have done well this afternoon as the kick comes in from minutes. Well taken from Hosty. Oh, he's curved himself into an opening. Bursts his way to halfway. Still goes just over it. He's got spiders on him. He was brushing through a couple of tackles there.
He finds the gap really, really well, doesn't he?
Oh, he's pitched about 5 metres there though. Referee says go back and play it. Across to the right it's moved. There's Lewis. 3 tries in that first half from the wingman. In centre field he plays to Greenwood. Oh, short ball to Scott. Wasn't convinced by that one, but they got away with it. 25 metres away from the line goes Siddal. Scott plays it. Greenwood lines it up for Georgiou. Georgiou, I think they were standing off him thinking he was going to pass, and he thought, I'm having 15 metres here. Put down on the 10. Strong finish from Siddal. Here's Horner. Horner, can he get over? Yes, it's a superb run from Horner, backing up Greenwood. Spun his way through a challenge. Dots it down to make it 40 points to 16 with 3 minutes or so remaining.
Again, back to basics as we were on about there before, Parker. Our forwards driving it up, getting good yards. We saw Georgiou making good yards, but like we said, he's that danger man where he's not just a tuck it up under your elbow and let's go. Because he's got that pass, you've always got that danger. Do I go in? Is he going to pass it away? And
that's why he had so much room to make there, because he sort of almost lulled the defence into a false sense of he's passed it the last 2 or 3 times he's had it, and then this time he didn't pass it and he made the metres, didn't he?
Really
and a quick
meters.
play the ball off the back of it. Greenwood is a really good 9. I really like the look of Greenwood. He's very, very sensible.
Yeah, and he's very busy, isn't he?
He's always busy, and he popped the pass out, didn't he, for Horner, and some good work from him to score.
And give Horner his due, sort of being up there in support and getting in under the post and getting the ball out, because it looked as though one spell he was going to be wrapped up there. They got the ball out and got it down. There's Greenwood with the kick under the post.
Goal number 5 of his afternoon.
Kicking towards the fur end, as it's known as now.
Yeah, there is actually a fur in the car park. That's not saying something that's furry. That's not just the way that I speak. I mean, there's a fun fair in the car park.
That's it, a fun fair in the car park.
Fun for all the family. That's what you get at rugby league matches these days. 42 points to 16. So we're actually all level in this second half. 12 points each.
So let's see who can actually win this second half.
I mean, it is 42-16 on the scoreboard, so there's no thoughts about who it is actually going to win this game.
Leigh Miners need to bring the second half game to the first half.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's another mid-range restart. Dan Rushworth comes for it, spins on his axis, goes again to that 20-metre line. Oh, he's lost the ball. Referee wasn't happy with how that came out, though, has given the penalty. I think you've got to go with the match official there. So Greenwood will march Siddal down the ground again. That's a great kick. He almost takes out the tannoy on the far side.
I think he has, yeah.
He certainly wobbled. So I will come to you now about your thoughts for player of the match, Steve.
Yeah, well, from the Leigh Miners side, the one people who have Osty with the ball, Osty putting his foot down. Good tackles there. Knock on. As I was saying, Parky, for Leigh Miners, I've liked the looks of Liam Mullineux, and he's put a really good shift in. Yeah, he certainly has. Like you said, Johnny Howds has been, instrumental in everything, and his experiences are shown right through. I've liked George Maloney, who's been really, really good at 13. Moving over to Siddal, we've got Ollie Lewis, who obviously an absolute speed machine, who's gone in and scored three tries, and obviously both forwards, Milnes and Kane Smithies, have been superb. But my man of the match is number 13, Harry George, who really set the platform for this in the first half. Has been absolutely wonderful.
Now Miners kick the ball from that scrum, which means we must be in the closing stages now of this game. Certainly when we're checking our clock, we're beyond the 40-minute mark now. So Siddal back in possession, driving the ball out from their own end. Lewis to play it, spun into the middle. Here's Josh Milnes. Full 80 minutes for him. Can't remember him going off the field actually.
Really, really good.
The referee's whistle does sound. That's the end of the game. A much better second half as far as Leigh Miners Rangers are concerned, in which they scored tries through Hamer and Hewitt to add to that earlier try in the first half from Noah Lancelot. 2 goals from the boot of Johnny Youds, but ultimately it's been Siddal's afternoon. They scored the first try after 2 minutes through Christian Ackroyd. Ollie Lewis also crossed for a hat-trick. We saw a great score from Jacob Rushworth from the back of a scrum too, and then Mason Scott charged his way over just before half-time. The second half, well, as I mentioned, there was that fight back from Leigh Miners Rangers. They scored a couple of tries early on to make it 30 points to 16, but in the closing stages, Siddal have redressed that. They had that try from Harvey Williams where he managed to just take that inside track when the defence seemed to overread the play, and then Adam Horner crossing straight through the middle. 42 points to 16. Siddal march on. It's a win that'll take them into the top 4 tonight, Steve.
Yeah, certainly. Well, they'll be pleased with that first half, but I think the second half that might be a little bit sort of concerning, that the not taking anything away from the Miners, but obviously they let them back in. They've got a couple of tries. Obviously they've managed to get a couple of extra themselves, but I'm sure when they come up against the likes of the Westalls and the others who are up Lot Lanes, who are up and around there, they'll want to make sure they're having a decent full 80 minutes.
So for us, Harry Georgiou was our player of the match, and I like the mixture in his game. So as well as you've got like the big drives, you've also got that neat pair of hands, and the fact that he could just rally and link up that middle.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, and it's not easy, is it, at the end of the day, when you're a prop forward or a big forward. Everybody expects you to just drive it in and drive it in and drive it in. But yeah, he's silky hands, which makes him a dual threat, doesn't he?
So we'll sign out here knowing that it's Siddal who march on. They've won by 42 points to 16 here this afternoon at Twist Lane against Leigh Miners Rangers. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage. We'll be back on Wednesday night to discuss everything in this game. I'm off to go and see if we can get a couple of post-match interviews and no doubt a cold drink. Whatever you're doing over the course of the rest of the weekend, go and enjoy it. But remember, you can join us on the 13 Pro Am Community Rugby League show each and every Wednesday. It's myself and Steve talking all about Community Rugby League, and we bid you a good afternoon.
Every tackle, every try, every scrum. Green Cooling is proud to be part of the Community Rugby League family.